Okay, what's great, everybody? It's your boy RTX Eddy on this channel. Everywhere else, I'm known as Eddy One Take. I just finished my PC build in a previous video. You can go watch that on the channel. And I put this channel together basically because I know how much I love tech and trying to find my pathway in tech and what route I want to go down has been my journey since. I thought I wanted to be a developer, like putting a computer together, a hardware developer, but cybersecurity makes the most sense in terms of finances, in terms of education, in terms of servicing, like that just makes the most sense to me. So, I've been on this cybersecurity journey dedicated and committed for like the last month, and I am planning to take my Security Plus exam next month. I've been studying through like Udemy and stuff like that. But right now, what I'm doing is I am going through a course on TryHackMe. So what I'm learning about right now, I just wanted to really make these videos to like document my own journey for myself so I can look back and be like, damn, I really put the time and effort in to get to where I am. I've done it so many times with other things such as content creation, digital marketing, business development, those type of things. But cybersecurity is a whole new world for me, so I want to document it from the start. It's like I'm at like 2% right now, right? But we're gonna document the start of going from nothing, knowing nothing about cybersecurity at all, besides the basic tech information that you understand, and landing a six-figure job within the next 3, 6, 9, 9 months. So what we're doing right now, I'm just basically gonna continue learning and then walk you through. So as I'm learning things, you'll be able to learn it. I plan on uploading this video to YouTube. This will probably be the next video that I upload. So for anybody who is interested in cybersecurity or loves tech, make sure you subscribe to stay connected with the entire progress. I'm going to be uploading on this daily because I'm going to be learning daily. So let's get right into it, man. And I'll be getting a microphone soon, man, because my playback on my mic sounds so annoying. But coming soon. All right, so I'm on TryHackMe, and right now what I'm doing is learning about search skills. So long story short, because I already started it, and then I was like, well, let me just record my process. I'm learning about search skills, right? Like, so what I learned so far is that we have like Google and things like that, and if you search things on the internet, you'll get results, and it'll give you different type of results depending on what you search. So I also leave the link to this TryHackMe where I'm learning from right now. This is like the hands-on version of learning cybersecurity for somebody who knows nothing about cybersecurity at all. It's super fun, super interactive. This is not a paid sponsorship. I'm just showing you where I'm learning from. So evaluating search results. So when it comes to evaluating what you're searching online, I've learned that you should obviously check the source. You should check the evidence and reasoning of the information. You should check if its objectivity and its bias and corroboration and consistency, validating the information and things like that. So I had to take a quick question. I had to answer a question below, but the question was, what do you call a cryptographic method of or product considered bogus or fraudulent? So they had a bunch of options, but the correct option was snake oil. The funny thing about this is that when I went to Hint, because I mean I didn't know right what their answer would be. When I went to Hint, it said use your favorite search engine, and when you do that, like I'm doing here, it will tell you snake oil in parentheses, right? So that was the answer there, snake oil. So you see, it's very interactive. Like it doesn't just tell you, or just it doesn't just you're not just reading something. You're actually engaging with it, which makes it more interactive and makes it easier to learn. Same thing for here, netstat, replacing a command or a command replacing netstat in Linux systems. And it's okay if you don't know any of this, what I'm talking about. You'll learn as I'm learning. I didn't know what this was all the way, netstat. I know what Linux is. So Linux is like an operating system like Windows or Mac. And to replace the netstat command for Linux is ss. I didn't know what ss was at the time, but I shortly learned right after. So this was fun. This was very fun, this part, this search engine. But this is basically starting off saying that everyone who searches the internet, or everyone has used an internet search engine before, but not everyone has really harnessed the full power of a search engine. And I didn't even understand that this was possible before this. So they list a couple of search engines that are common: Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and then they give you some phrases that they call search operators. And these phrases right here, specifically in this section, are supported by Google. So if you type an exact phrase, for example, in double quotations, like if I want to type in exact phrase for this, it's going to give me pages with this exact wording or phrasing. Or let's just say I want to go to a site and see, something specific on that site. I can do site tryhackme.com and go to search results, and I'll do that just as an example. And here we can see TryHackMe resources, anything that's specific to TryHackMe. You see how TryHackMe is all, usually if I just typed in TryHackMe, it will come up with a bunch of different resources. But this search operator that says site, uh, colon, and then tryhackme.com with success stories at the end, you can see it gives me success stories. Now let's just say I want to search for something like the pyramids, but I don't want them to give me anything with tourism in that. I can copy this or type pyramids minus tourism, or the opposite way. File type. File type is going to give you whatever file type you're looking for specifically. So for example, let's just say I want to do a file type in, instead of a PowerPoint presentation, well, I did a PDF. I did a PDF already, so I'm going to do a PowerPoint presentation. But let's go here, and we can see they're giving me all PowerPoint presentations, PPT, PPT. Uh, I clicked one already, I think. That was a different one. So let's just click on this one. I downloaded it. Yep, intro PPT right there. Excuse me. Now, let's just say I don't want a PPT. Let's say I want a document, right? It's going to bring up all docs. So you can see I'm literally harnessing the power of the internet right in your face. And this is something I learned. I'm sharing with you guys. Now you know how to use the internet and or use the search engines and use them with search operators. So cool. So what does SS stand for? Because this was the Linux command for what? Replacing netstat. It's SS. So what is SS? Socket statics. All right, cool. So we answered those. Now this is what I'm on. I'm on Shodan, right? So, and if you don't mind, I'm going to read out loud just for myself. It's how I learn. You are familiar with internet search engines. However, how much are you familiar with specialized search engines? I really wasn't before reading this right here. We refer to search engines used to find specific types of results. Shodan. Never heard of Shodan before this. Let's start with Shodan, a search engine for devices connected to the internet. So this is a search engine basically for any device that's connected to the internet. It allows you to search for specific types and variations of servers, networking equipment, industrial control systems, and IoT devices. I don't know what an IoT device is, so let's learn. IoT, Internet of Things, refers to the network of physical objects or things that are embedded with sensors and software which allow them to collect and exchange data over the internet. These objects can include various devices from everyday household items like thermostats, refrigerators, and light bulbs to industrial equipment, vehicles, and more. So that's IoT, Internet of Things. You may want to see how many servers are running Apache 2.4.1 and the distribution across countries. To find the answer, we can search Apache 2.4.1. So let's do this. I was on the page when I was like, well, I'm learning a lot. Let me just, and what is Apache? Is it giving me the option here? No? All right, cool. Um, okay, so did I copy it? Who knows? I went to Shodan, so let's X that out. I went to Shodan, and I got to this website right here from search engines. It gave me advanced search options, search operators list. So that's how I got there, if you're wondering. Okay, back to this. Now, I'm going to click on the hyperlink. I'm going to add in Apache 2.4.1 and see what kind of results I get. So I can see that the total results are 26,317 devices using Apache 2.4.1. The top countries are here: Japan, Singapore, United Kingdom, Canada, India. I have been to all one of these places, which is United Kingdom, and I plan on going to the rest of these places. But we can see in the United Kingdom, 2,245 people are using Apache 2.4.1. The top ports I know are something that I have to learn soon. So the top ports are 80443, 5002, 2008, 4282, and these are the numbers 478 using this port. Top organizations, let's see. Vulture Holdings. Did it let me? No. Vulture Holdings. Are they gonna let me? No. Oh, I have to be logged in. All right, so I'll make an account later. But these are the top organizations that are out of this 26,000 that are using Amazon. Wow, Amazon is using Apache 2.4.1. So top products: Apache, HTTPD. All right, so view report, view on map, advanced search, access granted, want more access, check out. Okay, so these are basically telling me the HTTP, which I'm learning about, the date, today's date, the server, Unix, content, and we can see Japan, Tokyo, France. All right, cool. What's another? Let's see. Let's type in what is Mac on right now? Sierra, Mac OS, Sierra. I think. Let's see if it does a search. No. Let me do a search. Mac latest software name. Sequoia. Ha. Let's look up Sequoia. See if anybody around the world is using that. No search results found. Okay. Let's see. Uh Others like Apache 2.4.1. Other servers. Okay, Oracle, Light, see the others, HTTP. Well, let's just go to Explore. Let me see. Okay, cool. I get it. I mean, I get it. I get it. If I want to search for what servers devices are running on, so I'll learn about that. Okay, did it there. Apache is the most widely used web server software developed and maintained by Apache Software Foundation. Apache is an open source software available for free. Let's get this data file. Data exfiltration is a premium room. Okay, so I know data exfiltration is a type of motivation for a threat actor. Something I recently learned. All right, consider visiting Shodan search query examples for more examples. Wow, you see why it's so important to read? Because what I was just like searching for over here, wasting all this time. They're like, hey, we already have it laid out. So if you want search examples, there you go. Boom, there you go. All right, so yeah, that's why I do it so you don't have to. Cool. For examples, furthermore, you can check Shodan trends for historical insights if you have a subscription. Okay, cool, you can get a subscription with them. Census. At first glance, Census appears similar to Shodan. However, Shodan focuses on internet connected devices and systems such as servers, routers, webcams, and Internet of Thing devices. Census, on the other hand, focuses on internet connected hosts, websites, certificates, and other internet assets. Some of its use case include enumerating domains in use, auditing open ports and services, and discovering rogue assets within a network. You might want to check census search use cases. Let's check that out. You got to log into that. Okay, so what is it for? Okay, so this is for devices connected to the internet, and then this is focused on internet connected host websites, certificates, and internet assets. All right. Virus Total. Virus Total is an online website that provides a virus scanning service for files using multiple antivirus engines. It allows users to upload files or provide URLs to scan them against numerous antivirus engines and website scanners in a single operation. They can even input file hashes to check the results of previously uploaded files. Okay, we know hashes is a form of integrity, and integrity is ensuring that the information in a file or data is as it was when it was created. Okay, the screenshot below shows the results of checking the submitted file against 67 antivirus engines. Furthermore, one can check the community's comments for more insight. Occasionally, a file might be flagged as a virus or a Trojan. However, this might not be accurate for various reasons, and that's when community members can provide a more in-depth explanation. So this photo right here is, they said, the results of checking the submitted file against 67 antivirus engines, excuse me. So these are community score 57 out of 67, popular threat label. Okay, so this is new to me. I never seen anything like that before. Have I been pawned? HIBP, have I been pawned, does one thing. It tells you if an email address has appeared in a leaked data breach. Finding one's email within leaked data indicates leaked private information and, more importantly, passwords. Many users use the same password across multiple platforms. If one platform is breached, and this is so true, which is something that is so dangerous. But if one platform is breached, their password on other platforms are also exposed. Indeed, passwords are usually stored in encrypted format. However, many passwords are not that complex and can be recovered using a variety of attacks. Now, let's go to Have I Been Pawned, and I'm going to type in one of my email addresses. Good news, no pawn page found. All right, I love this website. This is amazing. Use this website to see if this is for one thing, to see if your email address has appeared in any leaked data breaches. So that's cool. Now let's answer these questions. What is the top country with LIGHT TPD servers? Okay. Now, if we want to check the servers, we know that this was the devices connected to the internet. That was Shodan, but Census is going to give us internet connected hosts, website certificates, and other internet assets. And version. Okay, so we're gonna use Shodan. It allows you to search for specific types of versions of servers. So let's go back to Shodan. Let's use Shodan to search for light TPD. We got 3 million people using light TPD. All right, now the question was, what is the top country with this server? So if we categorize it by top country, we can see the United States has a large majority of people using this light TPD server. And I do not know what that is, but I'm definitely going to learn. Now, let's submit this. Cool, we got that right. Doesn't it feel good to get your answers right? Okay. What does Bitdefender Falx detect the file with the hash? So this is the hash. Boom. What is it detected as? Now, what software or tool am I going to use for this? Let's see. Let's try to hint out. Virtual virustotal.com. So now let's see. VirusTotal, right? That's what we thought we were going to do. And then you can search by, or you can, I didn't click this one. Oh, wow. Okay, wow, that went over my head. File, URL, or search. We're going to do a search because I don't have a URL and I don't have a file. But search for hash, domain, IP address, URL, or gain additional context and threat landscape visibility. All right, so cool. This is the hash that I'm going to use. Put it in there, press enter, and it's a 3 out of 63. So Bitdefender. So it's asking me, what does Bitdefender detect the file with the hash? This is our hash as. What does it detect it as? It detects it as Android Risk Agent.LLH. Grindsoft, no cloud. All right, so Android Riskware Agent. Android Riskware Agent LLC. Let's verify our information. LLH. That's why it's so good to verify. What is that process called in cybersecurity? I think that's still integrity when you verify the information. Okay, let's submit this answer. We got that correct. Amazing. All right, cool. We're flowing through this. This is going to be a good lesson for today. Now, this section, so far we learned about search skills and the objectives of search skills. And we've learned how to evaluate search results, source, evidence and reasoning, objectivity and bias, corroboration and consistency. And we also have understood how to optimize and use the full power in search engines with, and that's done by search operators for whatever search engine you're using. And then these are specialized search engines. This is for checking versions of servers and networking equipment, which is Shodan. Census is for checking internet connected hosts and website certificates. VirusTool is checking if a file or a URL or a hash is a virus or not. And then Have I Been Pawned, HIBP, is for checking if your email has been in a leaked data breach. So let's look at vulnerabilities and exploits. CVE. What is CVE? I've never heard of CVE before, ever in my life. I've never heard of CVE. So let's get into what CVE is. We can think of the common vulnerabilities and exposures. Common vulnerabilities and exposures is what CVE is. Program as a directory of vulnerabilities. So it's like a place of vulnerabilities, like a place where vulnerabilities are stored, like a directory of phone numbers, right? It provides a standardized identifier for vulnerabilities and security issues in software and hardware products. Hold on, let me read that again. Sometimes my comprehension is a little. All right. It provides a standardized identifier for vulnerabilities and security issues in software and hardware products. Okay, so it provides a standardized identifier, so just basically labeling things, common vulnerabilities and exposures. This term is given to a publicly disclosed vulnerability. Okay, with CVE, common vulnerabilities and exposures. So it provides a standardized identifier. Each vulnerability is assigned a common vulnerabilities exposure ID, a CVE ID with a standardized format of CVE, the year I'm guessing, and then the identifier. This unique common vulnerabilities exposure identifier ensures that everyone from security researchers to vendors and IT professionals is referring to the same vulnerability, bang, in this case. Okay, so I'll keep that there for a second since it's a link. CVE 2024 29988. So that's the link. Description: Smart Screen Prompt Security Features Bypass Vulnerabilities. National Vulnerability Database. N NI National Info National. What is this NIST? I've never seen this before. I don't know what this is, but I'm guessing it's a important site when it comes to National Institute of Standards and Technology. Something definitely we need to know. All right, now description, metric, CVSS version, CVSS version. A lot of this stuff I do not know. I just know how to read. So I'm reading as I go and figuring it out and learning. And this is in real time or recorded video if you're watching this on YouTube. So references to advisory solutions and tools. This common vulnerability exposure is in CISA's. I don't know who this is. CISA's known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. Okay. Okay. The MITRE adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge. Attack. Okay. Attack. Oh, that's funny how they did that as an acronym. Adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge. Okay. Got some resources there. That's pretty cool. The MITRE Corporation maintains the CVE system, Common Vulnerability Exposure. For information and to search for existing CVEs, visit the CVE program website. Let's just see what that is. Okay. Identify, define, and catalog publicly disclosed cybersecurity vulnerabilities. All right, cool. So it's like a reporting place, like a place to keep cybersecurity reports. Alternatively, visit the National Vulnerability Database website, which I'm assuming this is where we just were, but I'm not going to assume. I'm going to learn. Keep my teachability index high. So, National Vulnerability Database, new communications page, CVSS 4.0 support, APIs, application programming interfaces 2.0. All right, cool. So, keep that as a resource. Now, the screenshot below shows common vulnerability exposure 2014-0160, also known as Heartbleed. That's funny. That's fire. Importance, important common vulnerability exposure, JSON 5 information, assigner Red Hat Inc. published at this time, update the 1 TLS and 2 DTLS implementations in OpenSSL 1.0.1 before 1.0.1g do not properly handle heartbeat extension packets, which allow remote attackers to obtain sensitive information from process memory via crafted packets that trigger a buffer overread, as demonstrated by reading private keys related to DC1 underscore both C and TB. All right, I have no idea at all what that means, none of that stuff, but I'm definitely understanding most most of this, like CVE is a common vulnerability exposure, and these CVEs usually get IDs to identify these exposures. Now, exploit database. There are many reasons why you would want to exploit a vulnerable application. One would be assessing a company's security as part of a red team. Needless to say, we should not try to exploit a vulnerable system unless we are given permission, usually via a legal binding agreement. Now that we have permission to exploit a vulnerable system, we might need to find a working exploit code. One resource is the exploit database. Never seen this website, heard this website, or I don't even, this is all new to me. Exploit database. For a what? Exploit code. A working, not just the exploit code. You could get an exploit code, but you need a working exploit code. The exploit database lists exploit codes from various authors. Some of these exploit codes are tested and marked as verified, shown in the picture below. The date, download, A, not sure, V, not sure, the title of it, the type, the platform, the author. Okay, GitHub. I'm familiar with this. I just started becoming familiar with GitHub. I've used it before, like when downloading things, but I've just started actually using it in the course of the last 6 to 9 months with me building my PC and getting into 5M development and understanding a bunch of things on that side. So I'm familiar with GitHub, but GitHub is a web-based platform for software development, as we can see. Can contain many tools related to CVEs, along with proof of concept, POC, and exploit codes. Okay, so many tools related to common vulnerability exposures and proof of concept. Okay, let's see what they say. Proof of concept is often a piece of code or an application that is used to demonstrate an idea or a theory is possible. Proof of concepts are often used to demonstrate vulnerabilities. Okay, to demonstrate this idea, check the screenshot below of a search result on GitHub that are related to the Heartbleed vulnerability. The Heartbleed vulnerability sounds crazy. Okay, can I? All right, so let me search that up. The Heartbleed like this, because I like to actually fully immerse myself in this when I'm learning. Heartbleed, Heartbled, nah, bro. Open SSL TLS heart. Is it heartbeat or heartbleed? I'm reading right now. Hold on 1 second. I need to say, where did I see that heart bleed? Guys, what's up with my brain? Alright, there are many we should not try to exploit now that information exploit data, this exploit code is already verified. No way, it has to no way. Where is no way. Did it get away from me like that? What's us needs to say try to now that her permission exploit where did I read about heart standardized? Oh, known as heart bleed. Okay. So I'm seeing heartbeat here. That's why I'm getting confused. Heartbeat, heartbeat, heartbeat. All right. Exploit database. Let me click on one of them to see. What the fuck? Excuse my language. EBDID, common vulnerability exposure, author, type, remote, exploit, download, view raw, vulnerable app. It's a bunch of lines of code. Bunch of lines of code. This is how it looks on the back end of GTA 5M. Adding assets and changing things in the city. All right, cool. So that's what a exploit code looks like. All right. Now, GitHub. Uh, okay, so they use this straight to check the screenshot of. Okay, so this is the vulnerability. Can I search that? Or what can I search? They searched CVE 2014-0160. Where did I see that? I know I just seen that. All right, here we go. The screenshot below shows. All right, this is what I'm looking for. Copy. And did I go to this website? Yeah, that's that website. I never searched it though. Let's search it. Okay. Records found. And what was this site for again? A directory. A directory. Important. Okay, yeah, directory. Let's click on this and see. V program. All right, cool. Let me do it in GitHub now. Huh? This is the new GitHub? Wow, Copilot is not available for free. Let's check this out. All right, cool. So we see a checker, site and tool, Heartbleed, exit codes, vulnerable. Okay. What utility does this refer to? I do not know, and they do not have any hints. Ooh, this is interesting. All right, so what utility does this refer to? What would I use? Mm, let me check the database. Uh, the directory, excuse me. So let's see if I can find something here. Give me a hint or something. What utility? I could do a simple Google search, right? Let's see. Cause they got some answers that whoa. Uh, um, just open up a new one. I'm a 100 tabs kind of guy. CVE 2024-3094 refers to a backdoor vulnerability in XZ Utilis, a command line compression utility for the XZ file format. All right, so cool. I see XZ there. We utilized, I mean, they didn't give us any hints here because they wanted us to utilize what we learned in the previous task. So that's cool. Ooh, looking a little spicy. One vital skill to acquire is to look up official documentation. We will cover a few examples of official documentation pages. Linux manual pages. Linux is a command line operating system based on Unix. I've never seen it explained like this. There are multiple operating systems that are based on Linux. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna definitely get this Linux fundamentals 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that's fire. They give you the. Oh, that's so amazing. Shout out to TryHackMe. I'm definitely considering getting a membership. But anyways, okay, long before the internet was everywhere, how would you get help using a command line in a Linux or Unix like operating system? The answer would be checking the manual pages. Okay, wow. Like they're asking, how would you do something if no one's around to help you? Like you would have to read the manual pages. Man, man page for short. Oh, the man pages. That's what you got shortened it as? Fire. I never knew that. On Linux and every Unix-like system, each command is expected to have a man page. In fact, the man page also exists for system calls, library functions, and even configuration files. Let's say we want to check the manual page for the command IP. We issued the command IP. The screenshot below shows the page we received. You might want to start the attack box and run man IP on the terminal. Press Q to quit. Okay, so a command line and a man page or manual pages basically tells you how uh, the system, how it exists for system calls, library functions, and how to configure your file. So IP8, name, IP show, synopsis, IP object options, options. Cool. Manual page. Okay, so this is the manual page. So options V version, print the version of the IP utility and exit human readable output statics with human readable values followed by suffix. Okay, so these are like just like a manual, like a car manual, I guess. If you prefer to read the man page of IP in your browser, just type man IP in your favorite search engine. This page might be at the top of the result. So man IP, I'm gonna copy that. Linux man page. Oh, okay. Type. So these are different commands. Command different. Okay. So let me do that. Let me do a search for myself. They brought up martial artist. Oh, they brought up It Man. That's so funny. Yo, that is so funny. Okay. I did a search. I did a Google search, but it didn't come up. For me that way. Where am I? Your web browser. Okay. The attack box is a Linux system accessible from your browser. Click on the start box. Did they give me a start box? I keep saying start box. I'm crazy. I'm not. The attack box is a Linux system accessible from your browser. Clicking the Start Attack Box button will display the attack box in the split screen, making it convenient to read the task and text. Read the task text and apply the instructions within the same browser window. If you hide the attack box window, you can show it again by clicking the blue Show Split View button at the top. In this task, you can start the attack box and use it to try Linux commands such as man. Okay, sometimes I feel a little bit dyslexic because I see words and read words that are not there, but it's cool. It's got to keep progressing. Now, let's see. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, my bad. I'm going through. All right, so cool. Microsoft Windows. So Linux, Microsoft Windows. Microsoft provides an official technical documentation page for its products. The search below shows the results, search results for command ipconfig. Okay, okay. So let's check that. Ipconfig. Microsoft came up. Let's use one of our skill sets that we learned earlier and do file type ipconfig, and I want a PDF. Yeah, brought that up. Clean. Technical documentation. Okay, product documentation. Every popular product is expected to have well organized documentation. This documentation provides an official and reliable source of information about the product features and functions. Examples include Snort official documentation, Apache HTTP server documentation, PHP documentation, and Node.js documentation. It is also rewarding to check out the official documentation at it as it is the most up to date and offers the most complete product information. Okay, so what does Linux command cat stand for? Check its manual page. The manual page is here. We already have that, and we can see here. How about we do this, right? How about we really utilize what we're learning? Let's really utilize what we're learning. Not specialized search engines. I want to do search engines, and I want to do exact phrase, or no, site. TryHackMe. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna do that. Let's go to Google because these commands are for Google. I'm gonna do Linux. What would I do here? Yes, I would do this website. Uh, Give me a second. TryHackMe.com, .net. Let's see if this works. Success stories. No. Let's do cat. Let's see if it works. Nah, I did too much, guys. Yeah, I did too much. It's cool. Let me just try it the simple way. Let me just use my let me just use, see, you cannot overcomplicate this, bro. Concatenate, concat, concatenate. What does this word mean? I have to know before I click that. In formal language theory and computer programming, string concatenation is the operation of joining character strings end to end. Link things together. Why couldn't they just say linking things together? This is the computer version and this is the, gosh. Okay, let's get that right. Cool. What is the netstat parameter in Microsoft Windows that displays the executable associated with each active connection and listening port? Whoa, we're definitely going to. Yo, I'm talking about this is like what? I do not know. Netstat B, the netstat A command displays all active and inactive connections, and the TCP and UDP ports the device is currently listening to. The netstat B command lists all the executable applications associated with. Okay. Wait. Negative. Negative B. We got that right. Cool, 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 cool. Moving right along here. Social media, one of my favorite things. I love social media. There are billions of users registered on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We expect you to be familiar with popular platforms. However, if you are aware of any platforms you are not familiar with, we recommend that you check it out and learn about it. Ideally, one would want to explore a platform without creating an account. However, this severely limits your experience. Now, we know that this is true because there are certain websites that you'll go to where you can't access it because you do not have an account with them. Instead, one recommendation is that you use a temporary email, you know, You better get a side email, man. Associate a email address to discover these platforms without linking them to your real email address. Since once done, you can terminate the accounts associated with email addresses. One reason for not using your primary account is because you don't want your contacts to start connecting you. You don't want your contacts to start contacting you with their when you are only temporarily exploiting the platform. Basically, you don't want the platform to contact you when you're just trying to be temporary on there. You don't want your information on there. The power of social media is that it allows you to connect with companies and people you are interested in. Furthermore, social media offers a wealth of information of cybersecurity professionals, whether they are searching for people or technical information. Why is searching for people important? You might ask. Why is it important though? When protecting a company, you should ensure that the people you protect are not oversharing on social media. Wow, from a cybersecurity point of view, that makes so much sense. For instance, their social media might give away the answer to their secret questions, such as which school did you go to as a freaking child? Such information might allow adversaries to reset their. Yo, if you're watching this video and you're not into cybersecurity, but you made it this far, please share it with somebody that you know and give them the timestamps of why they should not share sensitive information on their social media platforms. Tell them Eddie is teaching them why it is not a smart idea to share personal information, such as what school did you go to, on your social media platforms, especially if you're going to be using these type of security questions for your passwords. Furthermore, as a cybersecurity professional, you want to stay updated with the new cybersecurity trends, technologies, and products. Following the proper channels and groups can provide a suitable environment for growing your technical expertise. Besides staying updated via social media channels and groups, we should mention new outlets. Hundreds of new websites would offer valuable cybersecurity related news. Try different ones and stick with the ones you like the most. Answer the question. You are hired to evaluate the security of a particular company. What is a popular social media website you would use to learn about the technical backgrounds of one of their employees? The technical background of one of their employees? I mean, I would probably go to LinkedIn. Let's see this here, because I've never gotten a question wrong on this, right? I'm getting a little bit of test anxiety. You are hired to evaluate the security of a particular company. What is a popular social media website you would use to learn about the technical background? I would use LinkedIn. Okay, good stuff. Continuing with the previous scenario, you are trying to find the answers to the secret question, which school did you go to as a child? What social media website would you consider checking to find out the answer? Twitter, possibly. Instagram, possibly. TikTok, maybe, but I really think Facebook. I'm not gonna lie. Haha, let's get it. Okay, cool. This room focused on the most important sources of information for cybersecurity professionals. There are plenty more. As the information landscape changes, it is impossible to cover the all the sources. However, by subscribing to relevant cybersecurity groups, one can stay ahead and be aware whenever new interesting sources arise. I'm definitely going to stay connected to some cybersecurity groups online and social media. Ensure you have noted the various search engines and resources mentioned in this room, as they will be convenient in any cybersecurity path you follow. Facts. All right, so we just completed search skills, man. I'm excited about this. Let me go ahead and get my screenshot. Streak one. Oh snap! I messed up my streak. I was on a streak. It's cool. I'm back. I'm back. I was on the streak. I was on like a 4 or 5 day streak, and then this is the reason why I got off of my streak, because I was going to the next lesson, and then they threw like an advertisement in there, so I thought I couldn't even continue with the basic stuff without getting the subscription, and I was like, damn, I kind of like it, but I don't want to buy it right now, so I stayed off it for a couple of days, and then I came back and I was like, oh, well, I could continue without getting the specific subscription. Or what happened was I took a test that basically told me that I would be best as a penetration tester or a pen tester in cybersecurity, and they gave me specialized courses for penetration testing. So I kind of got worried when they presented, not worried, but I was like, damn, let me continue to get the basics before I go into penetration testing, because it's not, you see how it says difficulty easy, those skill sets, it was like intermediate and it said difficult. So that's why my streak was off, long story short, man. But yeah, we did it. So this was video one on my RTX Eddy page, which is my technology page. I'm gonna document my journey of getting into tech and cybersecurity as a full-time profession, and that's coming from a videographer, content creator, producer, entrepreneurial standpoint of view. That's my background, and tech is my background too, but not at this level. So I hope this video made sense. I hope it saved you some time. You can skip through. I might add like timestamps and things like that. But every time that I'm learning, I would say like on here, because Udemy is just like videos, videos, and I'm taking notes or I'm playing in the background, which I'm about to go do right now as I make some fire pasta. My partner put me on to some fire vegan pasta. I'm gonna have that playing in the background. And yeah, man. Anything else? So join the Discord, tap in, man. I'm here to help you grow in your cybersecurity on your cybersecurity journey, man. And I am excited. I'm freaking excited. I learned a lot today about search skills, man. So I hope you learned a lot. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Catch you on the next video. Yeah. All we do is numbers. It's your boy Eddie. One take everywhere else on the internet, but on here, I'm RTX Eddy, baby. Let's get it. 381.